Yeah, I mean they literally destroyed the Latin. Anyway, so we're live. So good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back to you with some Horus Heresy Legions, and I'm of course here with none other than your favorite critic, Shad. What's up, Shad?
Am I anyone's favorite critic? I sure hope so. I need the validation.
Gothic Savitar's one for sure.
Oh right, yeah, because he keeps. Is that the one that keeps winning things?
I mean, he's won a couple, but he's also one of your favorite targets for criticism. So there's that.
Oh right, yeah. No, I know, you mean, yeah. We talked a little bit on Discord now and again, yeah.
Hey,
All right.
thanks a lot, Tigger. Thanks a lot. So, and this is what I'm doing on this day, guys. That's how much I love you guys. Okay, so shall we, Shad?
Absolutely, yeah. So my card's right there. That's not a Primaris in the art, by the way. That is Mark IV Maximus pattern. Don't at me.
Isn't that like supposed to be a Lucius, by the way?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's check. So Megarachnid Arm, an Orthodox trophy. Yeah, I like the name. First of all, I'm gonna put it out there. So 3, your Warlord gains +1/0, cleave 1, and resolution. Remove the effect of this card if your maximum energy is 8 energy or higher. Now, I just want to double check something, Shad. This weapon, like flavor wise, it's really good. I remember when Lucius took this from Murder, basically when he like chopped off one of their claws or whatever. And if I remember correctly, he loses it afterwards in the battle against the Eldar, right?
No, actually, I don't know because it's been a very long time since I've read this book. But I believe he was forced to throw it away by Eidolon, wasn't he? It was like, that doesn't count. That's not a proper sword. You can't take that as a trophy.
Yeah, I don't remember like how he loses that, but I like the fact that sooner or later he just throws it away because we know that he didn't like permanently have that. But Lucius did have a thing for collecting weird trophies. Like he even wanted the bone sword, I remember. So flavor-wise, I love it. It's really good. Nice art. The old art is really good. And as for the ability itself, I think it's actually a pretty good thing because like this is like a very strong card that if you get it, you're gonna have a very powerful early game, but later on you're just gonna lose it. So the problem with this card is if you draw this late game, it's kind of useless, right? So you technically have to build around it with a lot of consistency, maybe war rooms or maybe command bridge. I think the problem with this is that it's we're really bad in the late game. Okay, wait, let me just see the comments. What kind of game is Horus Heresy? Hey, Pyrex man. So Horus Heresy Legions is basically a card game like Warforge, set in the Horus Heresy era of Warhammer. You basically play as the Primarchs and some other characters like Luther, like the first captains, and other space marines and also other characters basically. And you build a deck and you battle each other. Yeah, it's Hearthstone.
It's Hearthstone with Space Marines.
Yeah, Hearthstone with Space Marines. You got a lot of superhumans with daddy issues duking it out. So that's basically what it is. If you played if you played Hearthstone, it's basically Hearthstone but in Warhammer.
They are very similar. Yeah. No, sorry, triple A B B, triple B though. Yeah, you've kind of got some points there. It can be swingy in the early game, but the whole point is that you play this in an aggro deck, which is what Lucius is supposed to be usually. If you draw it early, cool, makes you more powerful. If you draw it late, the game's supposed to be over by the time you get to Energy 8. Otherwise, you've lost, right? That's how aggro decks are supposed to work. Making it disappear after a certain number of turns, I understand the idea behind that, but the problem is it would cause memory issues. So, yes, you could track that, but you have to mouse over your opponent or you mouse over your own Warlord to make sure that you keep track of how many turns you got left on it, keeping track of that sort of thing. It works better in a digital card game than it does in a physical one, but it's still not ideal. So I would shy away from designs like that last more than one turn, typically.
I mean, as I said, I like the idea. Maybe needs a little bit of revising, but yeah, pretty cool card, Chad.
Oh, and the reason it drops off after 8 is because arachnids have 8 arms. I need to get that in there.
Come on, man. Like he didn't get 8 of those things, you know.
He just took the one. Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now you do my card.
Right. Let's see. Perfection's Call. Another Emperor's Children card. Interesting. Okay. 3 energy as well. You copycat. So it's an epic tactic. And it says, put in play a Lair Warrior for your opponent. And a Lair Warrior is a purple card. Disgusting. No, it's a 4/4 infantry. Chaos, which is fitting. With Cleave 2 and Backlash, enhance the troops in your opponent's hand. Okay, now... Ooh... I don't know. This is the thing, though. I don't think that's good. I think you made it too weak. It's a cool idea, so, though. Right? I love the idea. Yeah, I love the idea of murdering it and getting benefits because the flavor is perfect, obviously. Because Fabius is taking a look at them and going, "Ooh, I can do that." But it's like you can play his enhanced card for 1 more energy, and you don't have to go through the whole rigmarole of killing a 4/4, which is, that's not an insignificant amount of damage and pain. Plus, like, you cannot leave that thing alive because it has Cleave, which is going to do even more damage to your board, so you can't ignore it and, like, kill it later. So, yeah, I think this should be a 1 energy card. I love the flavor, but, like, that's really difficult. Or maybe it enhances twice, like, enhance the troops in your hand twice.
That could be good to do it. I was thinking actually twice, but thought it might be an overkill.
Oh, a bit much. Well, it's just a 4/4 is not an insignificant amount to have to kill, and particularly if you spent your whole turn making the thing for your opponent. Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, very cool card. Very cool card. Right.
Yeah, in terms of flavor, I do agree. I also love the flavor because it's it's directly from the Fulgrim book, basically. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's now actually get to the cards by the players.
Yeah, stop filleting ourselves. All right. You first, I believe?
Sure. So we got the Crave Marauder, Xenos Enslaver, 5 energy, 5/4. Unstoppable, good because it has wings. And friendly troops with no abilities have +3 attack. And for 2 energy, it jams a troop. If the troop was friendly, can act once more. Oh my, that's pretty interesting. So basically this encourages you to run vanilla troops in your deck. Now, obviously, we have a lot of vanilla troops, especially in the Legacy, where it's just empty stats. So technically speaking, I could see something big built around that. And the jam is pretty good because even if you jam your troops, you're really not losing anything. So most probably you're doing this either to remove stun or whatever.
Or just get rid of a rally ability or something like that, Turn them into a vanilla troop after the rally's been expended.
Yeah, so I can imagine a very aggro type of playstyle with this. What do you think?
I really quite like the design, actually. Yeah, that's remarkably well balanced for its effect. And the way it actually interacts with jam is very cool. Jamming, being able to use it as an offensive jam is cool as well. Honestly, I might just say maybe lower the ability cost down by 1, but I do love it. There's not much else to really say about it. It's just well made. It's not OP. Worth noting, this will work with Cultist and Solar Auxilia decks in theory, because Cultist and Solar Auxilia, although they're written on the card, they are not actually text. They are intrinsic elements of the card, like the typing. I don't know why EG does that. Why does EG do anything? But I've tested that personally, and you can't jam a Solar Auxilia or Deathwing or any of those little pseudo types off a card. They stay forever. So that would work, and there's potential there to do things with that. So yeah, pretty interesting. I can't see where you play it, but I'm sure you could do something interesting with it, and it has potential because that is a big buff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a thing with it.
Ooh. No, you know what? No, I've got it. You know what would fix it? Vantage. It needs Vantage.
Yeah, Vantage would make it better for sure. That would definitely make it much better. Yeah, then it could be more flexible. Thank you, boys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And yeah, it's but so some of them are saying it's a win more card.
I don't know if I see that so much, really, is it?
I don't think it's a win more card, but I do agree that this is the type of card that's gonna get smacked as soon as it comes down to the board. You cannot really
Yeah,
expect this to live.
and it is fragile, relatively speaking, for its cost. I mean, it's only a win more card insofar as any kind of buff your whole board card is a win more card. So like kind of, but not really. Yes, yeah, Vantage isn't in current Captured Forge. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that we can sort of do a patch for Captured Forge with a friend of mine at some point to sort of get all of the new keywords in one place so people can just drop them into their folders easily, because Alder Godric's long gone at this point. I think they're just like a proper professional game developer at this point, so we can't expect them to maintain a little fan project like this just for free when they actually have a real job now. But
I mean,
yeah. But we might be able to do something like that. Anyway, yeah, cool card, very nice card. I like it.
I like it as well. I also just think it maybe needs a little bit of help in some senses, but it's a pretty good card, sure. Okay, next is yours.
Mine. Xenarite Scaevola, 235 Epic Mechanicum Warlord, a Xenarite, which is the faction of the Mechanicum that like to mess around with alien technology, if I remember correctly. He has a purple card, Heretic, and an active ability, 0 energy. Return a card you played this turn to your deck, then refill 1 energy. Interesting. And Heretic is a 5 energy purple, which says your warlord gains +1/+2 and battle honor. Give adjacent troops a random powerful buff. Whoa. But that's a permanent +1/+2. And I don't know if this is intended, but it seems like the way it's worded, that you can return this card to your deck with Scaevola. Although it is to your deck at least, so it's not like it'll be... It's kind of like a crappy Kendall, I suppose, than Amendara Kendall. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scaevola is from the Mechanicus game, right?
Yeah, it's technically 40k.
Well, that's the thing, though. So they live forever if they don't die.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. So yeah.
Yeah, he's feasibly around. So I can allow that. Oh, spelling error though. Acquisitor is spelt with a C and a Q. Detected. Policed. But that is a weird word, so I guess I'll let you off.
Okay, wait a minute. So Project X says, hello everybody. My brain is going to explode. I came across so there's a viewer. I came across a conflict of the level of Attack on Titan. I'm trying to figure all of this out. What? Well, good luck, man. Удачи, брат мой. Надеюсь, сможешь. Okay, so the thing with this, just to double check chat, does this like random powerful buff work the same way as with Garrison Host currently?
With what? Sorry, what card?
The new card. You know, the Garrison or Garrison Host.
Oh, no. I believe on the Discord they said it was supposed to be the one. Was it Forbidden Protocols? Which is more powerful. Although it's not the whole Forbidden Protocols buff, I believe. I don't know. It's unclear.
Interesting.
But yeah. What do you think? I don't like it, but I can explain why in a minute if you have something to add first.
Well, let me know.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's boring. I'm sorry. That active ability does nothing. That's just a refill, and you may loop some cards, but realistically you won't. You'll just be looping your special purple Heretic card. Everything else is just like you may or you may not draw it. So you just build a really crappy budget Kendall deck. It has random powerful buffs, and we all know how good of a design that is when you have unwritten buffs that just randomly do things that you have to, learn all of the mechanics for. We love hidden mechanics like that. That's a lie. We don't. It's just I don't know what you do with this that's interesting. It's like the flavor, sure, the flavor's fine, but the mechanics are bleh. So yeah, not a fan. Well, also missing initiative as well.
I can see the idea. So it's like you're constantly getting your reinforcements and stuff, and then you get your battle honor. I think how I would make this actually better. I think the way you make this better is, first of all, you change the Heretic ability to work on vehicles, not on troops, first of all, so that you already have identity on the warlord, that it's like maybe a vehicle warlord.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Works with hidden protocols. Yeah.
yeah, something like that. Or you could even make like Heretic a one-time ability that maybe costs a lot but does like forbidden protocol to adjacent units or something like that. And as for his ability, like return a card you played to this deck to your deck and refill one, maybe you could replace this with like return a card from your hand to your deck and maybe draw a vehicle or something like that. Like so the thing is, the problem also I have with this is you don't really have any real way of building this guy, right? It's the same problem I have with most Imperial Army warlords, like Leia Rain, for example. Like, how do you build her, right? Like, what is she supposed to do? Okay, I'll just throw all the good cards in there and hope I steal stuff. So
they're generic, boring value, aren't they? Yeah, that is the problem. Yep.
So that's what I think is the problem for Scaevola here, even though I do love the Mechanicum game. So I think given more identity to this card, it could become much better. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, warlords are hard to design for that exact reason, because if you don't make something very specific and unique, it's just going to be boring value. Like, it's not going to do anything. You'll play the same boring deck, you'll just play the best value engine, and like it'll either be an existing one, in which case yours will be irrelevant immediately, or yours will be power crept and be better than the existing ones, and it will replace all of them, and like all of those will go away. Be the exact same deck, just the warlord changes, nothing else matters. So yeah, it's boring. Anyway, sorry. You next, I believe.
Okay, we got the Sloth Infiltrator.
I love
Regenerative Xeno. Okay, cool art. I think that's AI, but looks really cool. So 2 energy, 1/1. Stealth, sneak attack, backlash. Put in play a Sloth Infiltrator. Heal 1 to a random friendly unit. Oh my god, this is so annoying. This reminds me of, you know what, that stupid pirate card in Hearthstone, Patches or something.
Oh, no, it's more like Dreadsteed.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what?
Don't say it's balanced.
No, it's not balanced. You know
I'll be upset if you do. Yeah,
you know why it's not balanced? The problem I have with this is there are too many cards in the game that buff other cards. Like, too many warlords. Like, imagine somebody playing this with, for example, Kargul or something like that. Would be so annoying. Or maybe playing this with Old Ferris. Yeah, it's kind of I love the idea of something like this, but it's very difficult not to make something like this toxic.
Yeah. Oh, it's so easy to fix as well. You know how you fix it? You just change backlash to battle honor.
Oh yeah, that could be pretty good. And then you could have more Sloth Infiltrators and it could have counterplay. Yeah, I think then it would be a really cool card. Yeah, that's what I think about it. What do you think?
I do love the flavor, though. Yeah, I agree. If you change the backlash to battle on, it's fine. In its current form, it's way too powerful. If you put it up to like 5, maybe 6 energy with its current abilities, it would be fine. But the fact that you can't kill it, it just keeps coming back. The fact it has incidental healing on top. The fact it has stealth, so you can't even easily interact with it with jam effects. The fact it has sneak attack, it's just all too much.
And
yeah.
Mary Rastellan synergy, as Igor said.
Like it needs any more synergy. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nutty. And it creates several infinite loops as well, which would just break the game, so not ideal. Voltarax Assault and Plague Viral Bombs, as was pointed out. So, yeah. Turn that into Battle Honor. Cool card, then.
Okay, you're next. And guys, we have, spoilers, we have a ton of Hrud in this competition. People love it.
All right. Migrating Hrud, 6 energy, 5/5 legendary Chaos Infantry. Rally, give your opponent's troops in their hand -2 attack. Resolution, give your opponent's troops in play -1 attack. That's an interesting debuffing effect. The problem is, it's mechanically unique, but it doesn't actually do a whole lot other than just generic debuffs. But there are places you could use this. Obviously, the Night Lords would love this especially. Formatting wise, there are a few errors. Migrating Hrud, the main title, is centered when it should be left aligned. Just that's normal formatting. Also, there's no full stops at the end of the abilities. You don't need to do it at the very final one, but the first one, since it's you've got another ability after that. It's a little unclear sometimes if you don't delineate a change between the two. But that's minor. It's pretty good formatting wise. Otherwise, yeah, it's I don't know. It's unclear how much value you're going to get because the rally, you don't know what you're going to hit, obviously. But the resolution is fine. I don't know. I don't think it's broken. I just think it's a little generic in terms of what it would do.
I mean, it's not. It depends. Like what it hits. If it hits a lot of flankers and stuff, it can be pretty powerful.
The flavor's good, obviously, because it's aging them, similar to what happened to Dantiok.
Yeah, I think this could be pretty interesting. Like it could be like an anti something. Plus, I love that it doesn't have bloated stats. You know why? Because what EG usually does is when they drop a card like this, they also give it bloated stats. Like, for example, take the Forge Master, for example, or the guy that drew vehicles and so on. So I think
I'm actually going to step in and defend my boy Forge Master, though, because it was still not really seeing play even before the nerf, and now it's just unplayable.
I mean, as I remember, like everybody had it in their deck.
Maybe. Yeah, that used to be true, but nowadays it didn't really exist except in decks.
Shout out to EG, they nerfed the card when it was no longer good.
Yeah, well, they do a lot of strange buffs and nerfs, don't they?
Yeah, well, that is what they do. Fair enough. Let's see the other one. Oh my god, what is this? Okay.
Freaking felinids!
-1 HP. What the hell is the furry doing in my Grimdark universe?
Putting ears on the cats and turning the humans gay!
You don't need them for sure. Delete all Warhammer games from your device. And your Warlord gains relentless multiplier attack by 2 is an imaginary unit. Oh my god! Guys, are you ready for some calculus? Okay, so basically... Okay, what the hell? Too many memes. Too many memes, Shad.
We're skipping through all those, are we then? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Forbidden Xenocides. Okay. Yours.
Yeah. Well, Forbidden Xenocides, 7 energy, legendary Dark Angels tactic, a reference to the Rangdan Xenocide. I like that. I actually pitched a card like that myself in the Discord, although it is quite different from this iteration. Destroy an enemy troop for each completed quest. If you complete more than 4 quests, deal 7 damage to the enemy warlord. Damn. Oof, that is a chunky amount of effect for a card like that. That's basically a one-sided board wipe and a piece of burn, provided you just manage 4 quests, which is very doable, particularly with what's his face, the flank man.
Alisari.
Yes, Alisari. Yeah. The problem with rewarding quests completed throughout the entire game is, again, it's win more. If you're in a scenario where you're completing quests, doing pretty well already, probably.
Yeah, feast or famine, though, as Igor said.
Yeah. Also, kind of bad flavor because the whole point of the Xenocides was they were not remembered. They did not earn any renown. They did not complete. Well, they completed their quest, but they didn't get the credit for it. It's fine, but it's probably a little powerful, honestly, because that's realistically going to be a one-sided board wipe. The 7 damage burn is just cake on top, really. Yeah, I it's too powerful. This should be 9 energy, probably. I'd say. Yeah,
as the little grey dog said as well. Probably too powerful for 7. One-sided board wipe plus 7 damage potentially. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Cool flavor though. In some
too
cases.
Powerful, cool flavor, nice art.
Oh, another Xenocide. Okay, cool.
What? Okay.
This one's yours, I believe.
Yeah, Xenocide Conclusion, the end of the war. Cool art again. So this is a Defenders of Caliban card. Destroy all your troops. Well, it says troop, but I guess it means troops. Discard a card from the enemy hand for each troop destroyed. Oh my god.
Oof.
Ooh.
That's a weird one.
Now, that's a weird one, but it's a very interesting idea. Let me tell you why. So obviously with Defenders of Caliban, it's doable because you got a ton of ways of summoning a lot of chaff and shit. The problem just is that, you know what you basically do? You empty your board which you need to have set up to begin with, and you'll empty the enemy hand. But I think the problem with this is that it's a little bit of win more, because you use this only when you are holding the board, right? When the enemy, because realistically, for this to give you a good effect, you need at least like maybe what, 3 troops on the board, right? Because if you use it on 1 or 2, it's not worth it. I'd say at least 3 you need to have to actually do something with this. So it's a bit of a win more card, I think.
Weird too, because why would you play this when you have the board as well? So, because yeah, you'll burn your opponent's hand, but then you've also thrown your lead away. So it just sets you back to square one. Also, like, what if your opponent has no cards in hand? It's just a dead card in your hand, and like, there's a lot of like.
I'll tell you what is one big problem with this Shad.
Yeah.
A card that this reminds me of is Edict of Censure. So
Yes.
I'll tell you what was the problem with Edict of Censure. Like, I remember I used to run that card a lot, mostly because there were like the Angron and Jagatai things, and that one card used to destroy them. But there were cases that even when you would do that, if they drew well, they could like undo everything, because then suddenly you had Angron draw Licticio Divinitatus or something, right? So this is the kind of the same. Like, you destroy your board, you destroy the enemy hand, but this most probably means that the enemy also has like something on the board, and then if they draw well, they're still ahead. So you end up also being behind. It's fun, it's interesting, but I don't think effective.
Yeah, also Edict of Censure, you could play that and you'd still get some effect out of it. And like, it didn't rely on you having other pieces set up already. So like, yeah, this is just this leads to a lot of bad play situations for the person running it.
But it's interesting though, and it's fun. I'll give it that.
It's certainly unique. Yeah, I'll give it that. This is unexplored design space.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique card with a pretty cool idea. I just think it's weak, and like puts you in a very bad position as the player of the card, as you said.
Yeah. Right. The Pale Spear. 4 energy legendary Alpha Legion tactic. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. For each unit killed, your opponent draws a card. Ooh.
That is very good.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, it's balanced because 4 energy deal 2 to all enemies is the going rate. And technically, your opponent's drawing cards is a downside for you. I mean, we know it's not, because you're going to run this in an Alpha Legion mill deck. But I like that. Yeah, no, that feels very in keeping with the there's a tradition of cards like this. Only thing I would say is maybe it doesn't need to be a legendary. That's all, because this is the kind of effect you'd want multiple of. The Pale Spear, yes, I know it's referencing the actual artifact, but I mean that artifact was 2-ended. Just saying. But it also could represent a more metaphorical tactic, and yeah, it's just cool. That's my only quibble.
Yeah,
I do like that.
I mean, I would definitely run this on all my Alpha Legion decks, because it's like
well, only on trap decks. You wouldn't run it on like a bird.
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah. Like, I would definitely like to run it on trap. It could also be pretty good for setting up your tank. Like, imagine you play against Defenders of Caliban. They drop Heart of Caliban. You force them to draw 5 cards, and then you drop the tank on them. So yeah, it has very good uses. In terms of it, design is really good.
Yes, I like this.
Fits the idea because it's rumored to be a Xeno weapon, so yeah.
Yep. Oh shit, yeah, I didn't even address that. Yeah, good catch.
Okay, Strange Sphere. This is mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Confiscated Unknown Xenos Relic. Actually, do you notice that this is the same art as the Cryptic Xenos artifact? Where is this from?
Meme. I don't actually know. Probably Mechanicus.
Yeah, most probably. Okay, so 4 energy. Choose a troop or tactic and draw a card. If the card has the chosen type, reduce its cost equal to the cost of this card. Else, discard it. Remove all copies of Strange Sphere and create a seal, Forbidden Declaration, in your deck. Forbidden Declaration, Malkador's Direct Order. 3 energy, seal. Destroy a troop. Then destroy all copies of this troop on the field and discard all copies in the hand at the deck of both players. Say what? This seal can only be generated through Strange Sphere and Regent of Terra. So basically you destroyed all copies of the field and discard all copies in the hand. Oh my god, what? Oh, this is complicated, but it's pretty cool. So you choose a troop or tactic, and once you draw it, you reduce the cost of it by 4, right? Because probably this is not gonna get higher cost unless it's I don't know, unless it's done by the enemy. Like, actually, imagine how funny this would be if this got hit by the Hydra. I just think it's a little complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated for very little effect, and like it's just it's just messy. It's very messy.
I mean, I like it, but it's complicated.
So the intent obviously is, you choose troop or tactic, you get one of those. If it's the right one, you discount it by 4. If it's the wrong one, you throw it away, you throw this away, and you make the special seal in your deck. Problem is, the special seal is not really good enough to justify that investment, even if you manage to find it. It's also got loads of like extra weird little what's the word? Subtleties to it. The fact that you've had to specify that it can only be generated through this strange sphere and region of terror. It's very clunky in a lot of ways. I like the idea of it being a stolen Necron artifact, but this is not an interpretation that I find any value in, to be honest. Like, when would you run this? What would you do with it? What is the use case? Like, you jump through all these hoops, and what have you gotten? You've basically gotten a glorified abandoned supplies before they nerfed it. That's all this is. It's a 4 energy abandoned supplies. Or you miss and you make the special seal, which is not even that good in your deck. Sorry.
I think you just really wanna not make the seal. Actually,
well, most of the time, yeah, like it's not worth it. What is it? They have the 2 energy, make a seal in your deck and draw a card one, right? Instead, you can play this, in which case you make the seal, don't draw, and it costs twice as much. Oof. No, thank you.
I mean, it's thinning it a little bit if it fails. I mean, I guess it's just a consistency type of card for the friggin' Sigilites. Maybe you run this in some sort of a burn tactic deck. It could kind of work on that. Yeah, it's an interesting concept, honestly. I could see some combos for it. I just think it's unnecessarily complicated. That's all.
Yeah,
okay.
Not a fan.
Move on.
Right. Let's see. Me next then. Hethimre or Hethima?
Hethimer, probably Hethimer.
Let's go with that. Yeah, exiled overlord of Barbarous. Okay, I know this guy. 8 energy, 4/7 Death Guard infantry. Interesting typing there. I like that. Put you in the faction. Poisonous 3. When an enemy dies from poison, put in play a golem, and his golems are 3/5s with poisonous 2. Okay. Golem, Monstrosity of Barbarous. I like the art, by the way. This is from the War Machine game. Very cool. Okay, so formatting issues. Exiled should be capitalized in the second name. You should probably just say when an enemy dies from poison. I think that's how EG words it, although I'd have to check that. Golem should have quotation marks around it, and Golem should have a cost. I know you never generate it normally, but every troop does need a cost, because otherwise when it's in your hand, if it gets returned there by like Melgator or Fracture in Time or whatever, then you can't play it again. So it needs, like, I don't know, what would you cost this? Like 4 energy, probably, because it's a token, so it can be a little undercosted, rather. All right, but mechanically, how's the balance? Let's see. It's understated, and honestly, it's difficult to work with because you need to play it. You can't rely on existing poison in a lot of cases. So honestly, I think it's relatively well balanced, and I like the flavor of it, raising the dead to create more of these golems, zombies, essentially.
The flavor's pretty good. I agree, and well, I mean, it's very Death Guard-y, for sure. And yeah, little gray dog, I got your card. And like for its cost, what it does is really good. Actually, honestly, I think this is the type of card that we're missing in the game quite a lot. Like actual late game cards.
Yeah, big splashy payoffs. Yeah,
I think it's pretty good. Can't say much. I don't think it's good. Yeah, it's a good design.
This art is from MTG Crosshair. Are you sure? Doesn't look like MTG art. Well, I could be wrong. Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh no, he was talking about the strange fear thing. Yeah, ignore me. Sorry, Discord. Anyway, yeah, not much else to add to that. So it's fine.
Deny the warning. Okay, and there's Fulgrim slaughtering the Eldar. Okay, now 1 energy Emperor's Children epic. Draw 2 cards. Deal damage to your warlord equal to half the cards in your deck. Rounded down. Ooh. I think it does too much damage to your warlord, honestly. Because if you get this in the hand early game, you do what? So you got 4 cards, let's say, in your hand. You draw another 2. You take 12 damage.
Yeah, for this much damage, you need to be really cheap. So I'd say maybe down to 0 energy. But the problem is, the only deck this will be played in, though, is that bullshit Fulgrim combo deck. So
the cocaine deck.
So honestly, it can go fuck itself already. But no, it's you can also combo it with the what is it? The troop that gives your warlord's shield for a turn with perfection. Like that would be a way to cheese the damage, for example. I like cards like this. It is a little weak though, is the thing. It's weak to be used for fair uses, which means it would only be used in unfair combo decks currently. So that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
So maybe up to 3 cards, or the cost down to 0. Do you reckon?
I'd say up to 3 cards and cost down to 0, and it would be interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, come on, taking 12 damage is too much, and 15 damage. No, it's never gonna be 15 damage realistically because you always get like 3 cards in your hand in the start of the game. So
the card effects are sequential as well. You would draw 2 cards and then take damage equal to the half the remaining cards.
Yeah, you'll never take 15 damage, but you're taking from 12 to 10, which is a lot.
Yeah, and brutal, right?
Like in an aggro game like Horus Heresy Legions, it's brutal.
I do like paying life. It's very in keeping for Emperor's Children as well. So paying life for extra effects and cheapness. But yeah, it's just that's a really bad rate. So yeah.
Otherwise, the idea is cool. Yeah, I like the idea as well of paying health for something. Oh, there's another Hrud.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We all love Hrud, right? Hrud Warrior, 3 energy, 3/3 from the Grinder faction. Xenos Infantry, Tempora Ferox. Stealth. Give -1/-1 to all enemy troops at the end of your opponent's turn. That should just be a relentless ability. But I don't hate that. It's pretty simple, but it's in flavor. It is an interesting card to just work. I mean, you could do interesting things with this in Iron Hands, or even just keeping it as like a defensive tool, because it debuffs your opponent's troops they play on their turn, so it incentivizes them to wait a turn for it to de-stealth so they can deal with it and not play troops into the buff that's coming. So actually, this creates interesting play patterns. So the wording's a bit fucky, but I do like the design mechanically.
Yeah, just one thing is it kind of breaks the rules.
Well, like I said, just change it to a relentless ability and it works fine.
No, what I mean is what I mean by
that is... right, we did specify do not make a custom faction. Yeah,
but otherwise it's a good design. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, to be fair, the only reason we didn't specify don't make a custom faction is because we didn't want people making like one that is supposed to exist in the context of its entire own faction, because you can't judge a card properly in a vacuum like that. If it's a neutral, and this looks like it's supposed to be part of a hypothetical Xenos neutral faction, which should have existed, by the way, but EG didn't have the license. It's actually quite cool in that context, and I'm going to assume that's the context. We'll discuss whether we're allowed to even give it awards at the end, though. yeah, Grey Dog, that's what we're doing, I reckon. It looks like the custom faction is supposed to be neutral.
Same, I think so.
It's too generic, isn't it? Because they called it Xenos, they didn't call it Hrud. Right. Anyway,
all right.
I like it. Do you like it?
I like it as well. Simple and nice design, honestly. And well, in flavor again, debuffing.
Yes.
Umbra, Shards of Ka. Terror, Stealth, Ambush, put in play 2 Umbra. What the hell? Oh, but it's 7 energy. Okay, so 7 energy for 3. So I got a question. Does Lothar Asarin give this flank?
Yes, it's infantry.
Yikes.
Horrifying.
Well, that's pretty scary.
Hmm.
Oh my god, and those are gonna be stealth as well, right?
Yep. I
I
think it's pretty cool.
It's a very cool idea, but how about...
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing with this. If this was a cheaper but weaker card, I think it would be more obnoxious.
I was gonna say I would say that would make it more balanced because then you can AoE
Think
it
so?
away. Yeah. If it was like a 5 or 6 energy, but it was a 3/2 instead of a 4/3, I think you'll be safer then because it's really quite hard to AoE something for 3 consistently, isn't it?
More frogs, yeah, like, oh my god. But the thing is, like, late game, there's a bigger chance of you throwing out, like, an AoE, I guess.
Yes, but like, how many decks consistently run an AoE that can hit 3 or higher? Like, I mean, Death Sats doesn't exist anymore, and even then, even that would have been unreliable.
I guess it should be called Call of Cowardice.
Yep, no, that would answer it pretty nicely, but like that's basically the only card that would do it, I think, in current standard. I mean, there would be some in various factions, but you can't reliably answer this. So, yeah. Removing Terror Hypnomarine, I don't think that would really change a whole lot of the utility of the card. The whole point is it's supposed to be a high risk, high reward after all, so you're gambling your opponent doesn't have a way to get to it because the stats are so abysmal for 7 energy.
Hey, Azim.
So, yeah. It's an interesting idea, but I think it's just it would lead to quite toxic.
It's a very interesting idea. It's just a little obnoxious.
Yeah. Wording wise, there's only one error I can detect. Shards should be capitalized, but otherwise, that's it. So yeah. Very
Igor's also right. It can be infinite in some cases. Like there's a Space Wolf troop that passively gives everything flank.
That would only be infinite if your opponent. Well, it can't be infinite really because you'll just wipe the board, and having to combo like a 5 energy and a 7 energy card to wipe the board seems fair, honestly.
Yeah, fair
it's
enough.
Not that bad. Yeah, like there are problems with the card, but that's not one of them. Like if you have to combo 12 energy worth of stuff to get a payoff, fair enough.
Okay, yours is next.
Let us see. It is Prime Oseovore. Interesting. 7 energy, 4/6 Chaos Xenos. A corrupted Rangdan Titan. Rally. Choose one effect. Steal half the enemy's psychic energy and heal your warlord equal to the amount. Give an enemy unit maintenance 3 until your next turn. Or steal half the enemy energy. What?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Okay, I got a couple of problems with this one, okay? Now, of course, the idea is cool. I like the idea, but I think it's way too much. Because, like,
well, it depends on what it actually does, though. That's the problem. Yeah, sorry, you go. Yeah.
I think steal the half the enemy energy.
Yeah, does it mean maximum energy? Does it mean permanent energy?
Now, here's the thing. Like, since you are doing this on your turn, it should mean that it's permanently stealing maximum energy. Because otherwise it makes no sense. Because, like, if the enemy use it... So this is how it works, guys. You use your whole energy and it refills on your next turn. It doesn't refill at the end of your turn. So it's either stealing 0 energy or it's stealing maximum energy, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I think it's meant to steal energy like this one turn. So you drop this and maybe you refill 5, basically.
Yeah.
If at 10, I think that's what it's meant to do.
That's the thing. The fact that we can't actually interpret what it should be because that effect is just way too powerful. So are you sure that's the intent? It's just... I would say this is one that's fundamentally not well made enough for us to judge. Like, we can't read it properly. Which is a shame, because there's some interesting ideas going on here. It's perfect for a Rangdan Titan, although I'd say maybe make it like 10 energy or something. But yeah. That's... I would love to know what this card was actually supposed to be.
I don't like that it's a silver bullet for Thousand Suns, but then again, we do have the same shit with Sisters of Silence, so...
Technically, it's not that bad though, because like as long as the effect is balanced with the other two, which it would be relatively speaking, it's not that bad. Because
I think the maintenance one is kind of bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, because it just doesn't compete with the steal half the enemy energy one. yeah, this is a cool idea, but it definitely needs more time in the oven, or a better translation, or I don't know. Whoever made this, please tell us what it means in the comments or something. We do want to know what it actually was supposed to do. But yeah, I can't judge this. Can you? I don't. I have no idea what it's actually
Difficult, very difficult,
Yeah.
because it's not easy to guess, as you said, what exactly it's meant to be doing. So yeah,
Right.
that's an issue itself.
All right, another Hrud. 5 energy. 2/5. Epic. Oh, sorry, this is yours, isn't it? Yeah, I stole 2.
5 energy, 2/5, relentless in resolution. Give -1 HP to all non-Hrud units in play, and enhance. Consider a thing that this also does this to warlords, but it also does it to everything, including your own stuff. That's pretty interesting, actually. Because it also works on you.
Flavor. Yeah, the flavor's cool.
Yeah, I mean, so far we had 3 Hrud, and the flavor has been really good with all of them. I think this is pretty interesting because, like, you're essentially weakening everybody, but you yourself could build a deck that benefits more from it. Like, let's say, let me think a little bit. Again, Night Lords could be good because you really don't care that much about HP with Night Lords because they have stealth and flank anyway for most units. And if you get to 0, it just destroys it.
I would assume when you play it, it dies instantly. Yeah. But rally effects would still trigger. One other thing as well, you don't need to specify other non-Hrud because it is itself a Hrud, so it's not going to hit itself with its own ability. So, also there's interesting so technically what you've done there is you've created a subtype, but it's fine because EG do use subtypes, but without always writing on the card. Like operatives are the classic example. Operatives are their own little mini type, even though it's not written on the card anywhere. It's only ever in the title. So you have done the same thing EG have done, and that is how they do it, so that is fine. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I like it. It feels a little clunky with the relentless and resolution, but like, you know, it definitely fits the way their mechanics work. You know, they have faster time, so every single time increment, the beginning and end of your turn, it's ticking. The clock is always ticking. I like that.
Yeah, I think.
Minus. It should be -0/-1. That is another formatting error.
Oh, sure. That you of course caught that, but
yeah,
I think it's good. It's just probably it's probably going to be working on Ruinstorm as well, as the other said. Yeah, there are factions that would love this, and I think like the flavor is pretty good. No, guys, I don't think I would give it stealth. It would be.
I agree. Do not give it stealth.
Danger,
Will Robinson. Yeah, Danger, Will Robinson. Do not give it stealth.
Well. What do you know? Another Hrud. Go on, Shad.
Yeah. Oh, another one. Okay,
that's a fourth one, right? Yeah, fourth Hrud.
Hrud Influence, an Iron Warriors tactic. That's a cool choice. 1 energy. A friendly troop gets -2/-1. Load and trigger its siege ability. Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
Amazing. That's amazing.
That's so cool. It does raise some issues though. Some siege abilities are targeted, so that makes some questions. But that is really awesome. Yeah, because obviously it's representing the passage of time. And what is the one thing siege abilities require? Time. That is so interesting. And it plays in with Parabus Dantioch. This is just a flavor, absolute chef's kiss flavor win.
So some people are saying it's weak. I don't think it's weak.
Well, the abilities just immediately drop a siege ability on someone. Like, it's pretty up there, I would say. It's, you know, pseudo flank.
It needs
-2/-1 seems weird.
It's the spaghetti code problem though. It needs like to somehow be used by EG. They would find it hard, but it's the EG problem.
It would have to have randomly targeted ability, wouldn't it, if it's targets? Otherwise, how else are you going to choose? So, well, there's not that many abilities that target with siege, so just don't play on one of those, I suppose. But yeah, you should specify that it's targets chosen randomly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It just
Ooh,
needs.
you know what I would do actually though? I would say make it all troops you have with siege, so it really lean into the siege thing, and it is like a widespread influence. Yeah. So like make it -1, -1, not -2, -1. I don't understand why that's that effect. It seems like a very strange, random, mismatched stat debuff. But yeah, make it all your troops, and then load and trigger all their siege abilities if they have them. That would be so cool.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty cool. Honestly, nothing to say there.
Right.
It could also help the Iron Warrior mission, which is nice.
Okay, yours, I believe. Hey, you got the monkey.
Jakaro, okay. 4 energy, 1/3. Legendary, hired monkey. Can't attack. Resolution, give a random bonus, like black shields, to all your units. Relentless, gain a shield. Oh my god, to all your units.
Ooh, yeah, that needs to be all your troops, because otherwise that's going to do disgusting things. But cool idea. Actually, well, what is the worst you could give a warlord with this? They can get bloodthirst, can't they?
Yeah, they can also get berserk, by the way.
Imagine playing this in Malkador and the guy just fucking roids out.
Oh my god.
I must murder!
Imagine
The
like
old man.
Malkador going crazy.
The old man desires blood!
I think it's a little too much.
Yeah, it's so cool though. But yeah,
it's an awesome idea. Just make
it
it.
It needs to not be warlords. Yeah, it needs to not be warlords.
Yeah, just make it troops and it's gonna be fine. Because like it's gonna get removed as soon as it gets played. So I think it's about troops. You should just make it troops.
Yeah, I think I changed the relentless to just giving it native shield as well. To be honest, because
well, it's a legendary after all, and it has high cost.
Yeah, and it buffs itself, which is true, so it gets bigger and scarier as well, even though it can't attack. I love the flavor of this, I really do. Slight issue with the right-hand side is that it doesn't align even slightly with the name, but I love Jakiro Engineer as a name. It's in the right faction. It shouldn't be in Mechanicum, obviously, because the Mechanicum don't like being shown up by a giant ape. It's just good. It's cool. It's really cool. Oh, hang on. Lunaria says, yeah, you could wind up giving your warlord can't attack. I didn't know that they could get can't attack from the Black Shield.
That's crazy.
Is that true? They can do that.
That's crazy. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be the one thing I would change most of all. Otherwise, it's cool, right?
Agreed. Oh my god, you got the Burner Boys, Shad.
All right. Oh, hey, someone finally had the idea to hire some freebooters. Cool. Burner Boys, Mercs. 4 energy, 3/5 legendary. Cleave 1, rally. Deal 1 damage to all other troops. For any that die, refill 1. Resolution, deal 1 damage to adjacent units and add a do the Bernie dance to your hand. Do the Bernie dance, destroy a damaged troop. Oh, that is very orky flavor. I do approve.
That is very orky.
I think the main issue I have with it is it feels like it would just be generic value, though, because it is very good value. I suppose you could do some interesting things with rage effects, but otherwise, like, it's just kind of good. So, would you ever, like, is there a deck you wouldn't play this in? I can't
I'd play
see one.
I would play it in every deck.
Yeah, which means it's too strong for a neutral.
This could also help the World Eater mission.
Yeah, all right. Okay, we'll allow that one then, because God knows that needs it.
Yeah, like seriously.
Well, 5 energy maybe. I don't know. It refills a lot though, because you can get like in theory you could get 6 energy refill off this thing with the right board. And considering it's Voltarax Assault on a stick, it will probably get you at least 2 or 3 back if you time it right. So yeah, it's 6 energy. Do you reckon maybe? Then it would be fair.
Yeah, up the energy.
Oh.
Otherwise, it's really good.
I love the do the Bernie dance. That is just perfect orc energy. And the use of a purple card I don't hate for once. How rare is that?
It should be a purple, though.
Oh, that is true. It is legendary. Yes, yeah. Make that. Unless it's supposed to also be a legendary card that you can include. But yeah, don't add legendary neutral Scorched Earth to the game or whatever the old Salamanders card was called. Don't do that.
we don't.
We don't want a neutral hard removal like that. Please no.
Ooh, we got another Hrud, the Death Spectre.
Okay. Is this one yours or mine?
This is
yours.
mine. 4 energy, 4/4. Rally and Relentless. Change the health of a random enemy troop to 1. Ooh. So technically speaking, you play this for 4. Now, realistically, you'll never get to Relentless, but you'll get to Rally. And I think... yeah?
I was just going to say, I don't think a Death Spectre technically is a Hrud, is it? The art looks like a Hrud, but a Death Spectre is a... Oh, no, I'm thinking of a Death Jester. Okay, Death Spectre, I suppose that is a Hrud, or perhaps some nameless alien mercenary. Yeah. Sorry, you keep going then.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's... It doesn't need the Relentless, I think. You could just have it as a Rally.
It's boring with just the Rally, though, isn't it?
How much is the cost of that Sigilites card that changes the health to
3 energy, but it's also shit, so it doesn't you shouldn't really use that as a benchmark.
Yeah, because guys, don't forget, you play this and change the health to 1, but then you have to face bash with your Warlord anyway. It's not a removal. It's
not by itself, but it would be powerful.
No, undoubtedly it would be powerful.
You know what I would like? I would like if it had first strike and it had 1 attack. So it's setting up the kill and then it gets the kill next turn.
Ooh, that would be pretty cool as well.
Yeah, and that would help balance it as well by weakening the general stat flavor. It could even be sneak attack, actually. That might be better considering it'd be only 1 attack. But, I do like the idea going on here. Yeah. And so if it was a 1/4 with sneak attack, that would be, and maybe stealth, that would be fine compared to a 4/4, wouldn't it? Relatively speaking. But cool card, very cool card. Maybe a little too powerful in its current state. I think you'd run this in a lot of decks, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there are a lot of decks that could really use this, like Night Lords again or Sisters of Silence.
I think again, I swear I use this card every single card tournament as a comparison point. But Corvan Squad from the Iron Hands, you need to have this on a hotkey. 5 energy, 4/4 deals 3 damage. This is a 4 energy 4/4, and yes, it's not going to kill a troop by itself, but statistically, it's probably going to be doing the equivalent of 3-ish damage, isn't it?
Maybe make it a 3/3.
I just say up it to 5 energy probably. But I already said how I'd change it. Make it a 1/4 with sneak attack and then maybe up to 5 energy.
Fair enough.
Cool card though, very cool card.
All right, agreed. Really, really cool card. Okay, we got 2 more, Shad. It's been added to your thing, but let's start. So number 1 is Thaiknuan.
Hey.
Ooh, oh my god, is that supposed to be? Holy hell, that's disgusting. Okay, this is mine, right? Or this is yours? I don't know.
You go for it. Yeah, I'll
so
do this.
4 energy, 2/4 chaos card. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, backlash, give it random enemy troop, backlash, put in play a Thaiknuan for your opponent. Flavor is absolutely amazing, because what the Thaiknuan basically do, if you guys remember, they infect their targets, which are usually humans, through their psychic scream, and then it gets born in your head, and you die a horrible death as the creature is born. And you know what the best part is? They don't even need to bite you or anything. They do it through psychic power. So they just need to see you, just emit a psychic scream, and you're infected.
It's so cool as well, because mechanically, gameplay wise, it creates such interesting situations, because you will never get rid of this thing until you trade specifically so that your opponent, you have nothing left on board. You can rebuild afterwards from that, but it's a real damper and a catch-up card. I love this. This is really cool. I question whether it should maybe be infantry / demon as dual typing. I know it's not technically a demon, it's a warped predator, but it shares a lot of the characteristics of demons, so maybe dual typing would have been the way to go. But that is very interesting, yeah. Oh, and it it has unstoppable. Well done. I almost missed the unstoppable there. Yeah, you gave the flying thing unstoppable. Well done. Pet peeve has been avoided.
Yep.
That is, awesome card. Great art, great flavor, great mechanics. And I think it's pretty well balanced as well, honestly. Anyway, so last one then. The Great Exemplar. 4 energy Custodes card? Wow, okay. This must be something out of the vaults, I suppose, then. Mark an enemy troop. When health of this troop lowers to 1, control it and add a copy to your hand. Okay, so the wording's a bit strange here. But,
Take control of it is the word.
Yeah. So this is representing Trazyn stealing one, I suppose. But I don't understand why it's a Custodes card if that's happening.
Because I think he had a probably...
yeah, but he stole a lot of things. It wasn't just the Custodians.
I might be missing the lore bit there, but I'm sure there's probably an explanation there for that. We can double check it. Let's first discuss it as a card. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So if it dies, it doesn't work. So
so you need to mark it and then set it to 1 health.
You know what is pretty cool? You could use this together with the other card, the one that sets the cost to 1, the Death Spectre.
The Hrud. Oh, the Death Spectre. Yeah, that would be one hell of a combo, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, see, contest cards with synergy. I like that.
Yeah, Trazyn has a Custodes in his collection. Yeah, he has 1, basically.
Yeah, but he also has an entire company of Lunar Wolves in his collection. Like, that's my point. The dude's a klepto. He's stolen everything. It's not just Custodians.
Oh, he is a klepto, if you think about it.
Yeah. He's got a lot of things. But, yeah, he's got Yusakari Creed now, so, you know, that's why we have Bulldog Bitch to replace him, because, like, Trazyn stole him. Trazyn stole my daddy.
So right, basically, whenever they need a character gone, they can just have Trazyn steal him.
He's the retcon machine.
And you wouldn't really need to explain it anyway, because Trazyn can pretty much just do it.
Yeah. Hypno asks what happens if it's already at 1. I would assume it automatically triggers, but we don't know because the wording is poor. How would you actually word this then? I suppose it should probably be give an enemy troop quotation mark when this troop's health is 1 equals 1. Give this. No, because it's because if it's just a passive effect, then you would keep on flipping back and forth. Well, no, I suppose give this to your opponent, add a copy of it to their hand, and remove this effect. Yeah, okay, that would work. But
okay, so Lunaria said you can't Death Spectre with that since Death Spectre is Chaos. Lunaria, Chaos is neutral, so you can include it in Custodes.
Oh, yes. Sorry, yeah, Lunaria, if you're new to this game, then, yeah, Custodes are a faction, so their cards are like, they're one of their own mechanics, but yes, it's Chaos, Imperial Army, and Mechanicum cards, because they're used by the wider Imperium in general, can go anywhere. As a result, they're usually a little weaker, though.
You know what? I like it that it gives some interesting play possibilities. What I'm thinking, however, is would this be a more interesting card if it wasn't just limited to Custodians?
Maybe, but then it just becomes like generic powerful value and removal in neutral, doesn't it? So it'll start going in every deck. Again.
Wait a minute, Custodians have Chaos restrictions?
No, they don't. Lunaria, you are correct. There is one faction that has that restriction. That's Ruinstorm. Everyone else can do whatever they want. It's not very flavorful, but it is true. I agree with you, though. It's Ruinstorm. Truthfully, they should just remove the Ruinstorm restriction because it makes no sense to.
I think they will when they rework it soon.
God, I hope so. Yeah. Okay, it's not like they need the buff. They could do with the buff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Lunaria, Ruinstorm are the only ones with that restriction, and it's weird that they have it. But yeah. E.g., I view Ruinstorm as the worst designed faction in the entire game, actually, honestly. They're just so poorly done at like a conceptual level. There is nothing about them I like. Nothing.
Shad's a Ruinstorm hater.
It's just everything about them is bad. Let's run through it. They're a waste because you could make 4 god factions out of them. They have irritating random arbitrary restrictions, which, you know, Custodians can use chaos cards and demons, so why the fuck do the demon factions are like, oh no, we can't use Mechanicus, technology. That's just beyond the pale, fuck that. They have one of the worst signature mechanics in the game, which is mutations, which are a randomized fucking grab bag of bullshit RNG that can just trash games or do nothing if you roll badly. and it also has hidden mechanics with it because it also reduces maintenance, which they never tell you in any of the card pop-ups. And they have win more mechanics because they have relentless and stealth and first strike. Fuck Ruinstorm. Fuck them. They are the worst. They are awful. Okay. I'll rant over. It's on my system.
Okay, before we start discussing, let me see what's going on. Teacher, did you see
and their balance is shit. Sorry, okay, I'm done.
Did you see the Warpforge hotfix? Yes, I did, and that gave me HHL PTSD. That was one of the worst hotfixes I could have imagined ever happening in the history of hotfixes.
What did they do?
Okay, here's the thing. There was a very powerful card for the guardsman, and they nerfed the guardsman to the ground. So it's the thing that I'm just gonna say in 2 words. Things that I did not like with that is what I'm gonna say. What EG used to do with HHL and still does is something would be obscenely overpowered, and then they would nerf it into unplayability. In Imperial Guard, in HHL, in Warforged they mostly don't do that, but this time they went that route. So, well. Ugh. I'm not talking about the legendary card, though, guys. The other 2 cards as well. They just smashed the guard. Anyway, so, Shad, let's discuss.
Oh, I was just going to say, I dropped in on your stream briefly to see if Warpforge was any better than it was before, and I was like, oh, God, this looks like an eyesore still. What the fuck? And you're telling me they made it even worse again? Man,
I mean, overall, it's better than it was, but...
I don't understand how they could take Horus Heresy Legions and just make it worse. Like, surely, why don't you learn? It's like it's evolving backwards.
They did do some stuff that's better. For example, it's less predatory, but there are some problems for sure. Yeah,
I don't know if I agree if it's less predatory because Horus Heresy Legions, you don't need to spend a dime if you can play the events well. Anyway,
if you can play the events well.
Yeah, but it's
that's how I got. That's how I got all my cards. But you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, my top picks, let me now tell you. For place 1, though. So I really like the Pale Spear. I'll be honest. I think it's just perfect into its faction. Don't forget it's also great for the Alfarius Reckoning. I could actually see people playing civilians in this as a combo. I also really like one of the Hrud. The Hrud influence is the one that I really like with the siege. What else do I like for place 1? There are some other good cards. I think Spectre is also good, but not for place 1. Or maybe it could be. Depends on you, Shad. There were some other good Hrud as well. I mean, the one with the Xenos is good as well, but it kind of breaks the rule of the game. So we kind of gotta stick with that, I guess.
It's clearly meant to be a neutral, so I would be inclined to maybe let it off, but it's not allowed first place, and not that it probably wouldn't have won it anyway. But you know.
So what do you
think?
Does that
seem fair? Well, I mean, I personally, my favorite is the Sight Nguyen. Honestly, I
forgot about that.
Yeah,
about that. Wait,
I love the Sight Nguyen. That is just a perfect design. In my mind.
I forgot about that one. Sorry, of course. That is super. This is like a peak flavor. A little bit obnoxious though. Still, but it's not that obnoxious, obviously.
Yeah, it's only obnoxious if you're winning. That's the thing. So it's an anti-snowball card. So I like that personally. What else? I like Death Spectre, but it's a bit powerful and a bit clunky in places. So room for improvement. I like Hrud Warrior a lot, which is why I'm saying maybe give it a little lenience. But I like Hrud Influence. I like regular Hrud. Lots of Hrud. Hired Monkey is funny, but it needs to be changed, so it's a little
Return to Monkey.
Yeah, Pale Spear is good. I feel like I worry it might be a little bit. It's kind of like feeding into an already obnoxious and well-supported archetype is the thing. But it's probably good. It is good. I like Crave. I think that's all of them actually. Yeah, that's all the ones I like. Yeah. Yeah. So Crave Marauder is decent, but I don't think it's a top 3 pick.
So what would you call? So what would you say?
I think Sight Nguyen. Psych Newen takes first for me. Easy. What do you reckon?
It shouldn't work on vehicles. I agree with that, but at the same time, we have the same obnoxious.
I disagree. Vehicles have crew.
Oh yeah, that's true, and they would still get affected even though they're inside a vehicle. Plus, I mean, you have Mshen turning into vehicles, so
yeah. So you have to make some concessions for card game mechanics, unfortunately, sometimes.
So it has to either go to Psych Newen or Pale Spear for me.
Oh, Rostyor says we may have missed one. Katachan Frog. I did that one come in late, maybe, or not get submitted?
Katachan Frog, wait.
I don't see one. I assume means Barking Toad, the Katachan Barking Toad. I remember that from the books. I don't see it, so I'm assuming that one got submitted late or you missed it.
Where did you send it, though? I don't seem to have it. Katachan Frog. Don't seem to have it, actually. Wait. Let me double check. Maybe I forgot something. Migrating Hrud.
Okay. I'll talk through some more of the ones that I like and why while you're doing that if you want. Anyway, so yeah, Hrud Warrior I love because of the gameplay pattern it creates. Essentially, it's not obnoxiously powerful, but at the same time, it requires your opponent to play around it. Otherwise, they pay the price essentially. But it's not so powerful that they can't play into it. It's just it will cost them a bit if they do. So it's very well balanced and well made. It needs to be a relentless of a trigger rather than actually writing it out like that. It's functionally the same. What else do I like? Hrud Influence is very cool. Flavor-wise, it's just so good. Mechanically, it's a bit wonky in places, but that's what second and third place are for. What else? Crave Marauder is cool, but again, it feels like it needs a little bit more to it. It needs another balance pass, maybe a little bit of finessing. So I say advantage, maybe lower the cost of the ability a little. What else was there? I like the monkey. It just needs to be changed to not buff warlords because that'll do broken things. I love the Burner Boy Mercs flavor, but it needs.
I mean, Deny the Warning could also be good if it was buffed a little bit, because otherwise it's too weak, way too weak.
The flavor is great.
Flavor is amazing, of course.
It just mechanically, it's just paying. It's weak and it's a bit boring with what it does mechanically as well, but it would fit. So down to 0 energy, draw 3 maybe, and then and again the only I feel like we're being biased because the only thing that it would be played in would be the bullshit Fulgrim deck. There is no fair use case for it. Yeah, there is no fair use case for it. Sadly,
I say Psych Newen.
You reckon? Yeah, I love it, obviously.
Yeah, because I mean it's not overpowered either. You might say but it's infinite. Come on, no, it really is not, because it's just a 2/4, and there's not a lot of things that can buff it as well, considering it's not a demon, so you don't have stuff like Argyltal or something buffing it. If it gets too obnoxious, just needs a jam basically, and everybody carries a jam nowadays. Plus, you just sacrifice something into it, and it's just it, or you just attack it and kill it with your warlord or something. It's easy.
Yeah. Let your board expire. That's perfectly fine too. Yeah, so it's well balanced, it's well statted, it has really interesting gameplay changes, and it's a neutral that can go in a lot of different decks when needed by the meta, or if it fits what your deck needs, which is a catch-up tool. Love it. Just 10 out of 10. Perfect design. That's one of my favorites we've had on the contest for a while now, actually. So yeah. Okay. Now I'm done.
I'd say Psych Newen for number 1.
Yeah. What do you reckon for second place? Yeah.
That's a hard one. I have no idea. What do you think? Give me some ideas.
Well, I'm inclined towards the Hrud. It's kind of broken the rules and it's also a bit poorly formatted, so maybe that should be down in third rather than second. Even though I like the design a lot. Hrud Warrior, that is, sorry. But for second, I mean, well, oh, don't know what it's probably between Death Spectre and the Pale Spear for me.
Okay, I'll go for Death Spectre, and I'll tell you why. Because even though the Pale Spear is awesome, I think it should go to 3 because Pale Spear is like a very well-made card. I just think that it just buffs the obnoxious playstyle.
Yeah,
like it just attracts too much. It makes Alpharius even easier now, and Alpharius I think is already a extremely powerful character.
Maybe if it was 5 energy, it would be fine. Yeah.
I think the Death Spectre can take number 2.
Okay, so do you reckon third is Pale Spear or Hrud Warrior then?
Ooh, maybe.
Should we put that to the vote? Do you reckon?
I think we do put that in a vote.
Okay.
Also, for the guy who took first place, I forgot your in-game name. I do have you on Discord, but I can't find you. So if you're watching the stream right now, please text me your in-game name. I do know the second place's in-game name, and I know the others, but I don't have yours. Okay, let me put it out to vote, by the way.
I think I agree with Hypno though that Death Spectre is very overpowered for its cost. I think I have to agree because I myself.
Is it?
Yeah, because I myself compared it to Corvan Squad, which is a 5 energy 4/4 deal 3, and this is better. And that card was fine. That was more than fine.
Is it better though?
Yes, because most of the time you're going to be doing more than 3 damage with it. I know it won't kill something by itself, but it's just a face bash away, and like it's cheaper as well.
You know what we should do? I think we should put this up to votes then. Let's have like
just those 3 for second and third, I reckon.
Okay, so your favorite, and let's first there's gonna be one of them is gonna get kicked out and so on. So Death Spectre.
No. Yeah, just vote for second and then vote for third. So second place. Yeah.
And Spear. So guys, this is for second place. Wait.
Yeah.
Let's see what the people say.
I do like Death Spectre. The design is cool, but the balance is quite off. Then Spear is maybe a little on the powerful side too, and so that's the thing. And Hrud, the balance is better than the other two, but the wording is worse. So it really just comes down to like, they all have arguments for them.
Pale Spear is winning.
Oh yeah,
and it's winning hard. Let's see how it goes.
Face Splash Garlock. Yeah, you got a point there.
Little Grey Dog, man, text me your name in the Discord,
Oh, that was
please.
Grey Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, hey man, is that the first time you've won one of these actually?
No, it's definitely not. I think it's second or third, but it was a long time ago, so I kind of forgot.
I was gonna say I don't feel like I've seen his name in the Victors for quite a while.
Oh my god. Spear.
No, we won't add more cards for third place. I don't think Hypno. Personally, I don't see any that I think should really be in third running. Do you teach?
Not really.
Yeah, so it'll be between
I
those two.
actually also like the idea of the Great Exemplar, but I see the problems it also has as well. So
it's very clunky, isn't it?
Though
I like Crave Marauder, but I don't think I like it enough for third. It's almost there. It's like that's the runner-up, in my opinion.
Okay, I think the people have spoken on the second one.
All right. So second place is Spear. All right. We will do...
Now we can discuss the third one, actually.
Yeah, it's true, Hypno. You cheated them out of second place. No. Okay, so between Hrud and Death Spectre for third.
I'd say...
You see anything else, maybe?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't especially like
still go a little bit for Death Spectre.
But put it to the vote is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Wait.
Well, the third is probably Hrud, yeah, Lunarii, but some people might have liked Death Spectre as their second choice, so you never know. Like, they're both cool cards.
Spectre and Hrud. Okay, boys. Shoot. Oh, it's pretty even.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh no, now it's not. Go on, boys, vote.
Oh, that was Azzy's. Oh no, we never give Azzy anything. I feel bad now. No, just Hrud. Oh no, it is Hrud Warrior. Oh yeah, it's Hrud Warrior. Sorry, the 3/3, the 3 energy 3/3 Xenos faction one.
One of these days, Shad. One of these days, he's gonna earn the number 1.
Yeah, can you bring up the specific Hrud we're talking about, which is Hrud Warrior?
This is the Hrud.
Yeah, just so we don't get people confused. Hrud Warrior. Hrud Warrior is the cool one. Too much Hrud.
Too many Hrud, man. Like, really.
No, Lunarii. Hrud's ability would not. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't even be damage, so it wouldn't even trigger rage. But no, poison damage specifically is a very specific mechanic that it's mostly just Death Guard, but you can get it in a few other factions here and there. But yeah, it's a specific damage type.
Yeah, I think it's clear. So we got Saknuen, the Pale Spear,
and Hrud Warrior.
And Hrud Warrior. I got a question. Grey Dog, are you ever gonna text me your By the way, the Pale Spear is from the Maniac, the Amon guy. It's been a while since he has won.
Oh yeah. It's fine. As he's a content creator, so he's used to taking the knocks.
Yeah, that is true. As a content creator, he shall make the sacrifice.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve free things. He already gets free things from EG.
Yeah, you wish.
Okay, not anymore. Oh yeah, are we being too mean to EG on these streams? You're not getting your freebies anymore, Teach.
By the way, I love how like everybody remembers the guy for that Amon card. So the craziest one was the Amon card, and and the second one was the Alfarius one. I remember when it was Shadrach Medusan and it had Alfarius face. You remember that?
Oh right. He makes the memes. Yes, yeah. Well, not all the memes. It's but most of the memes. Didn't he make the golf cart?
Oh my god! Everybody made the golf card at least once. Guys, I can't find the name of the people who won. I should just disqualify you guys.
Yeah. Let's just put that Spectrum first.
Like, I don't have the name of. Oh my god. Okay. Wait a minute. What is going on here? Okay, finally. Okay. Okay, now I found them. Thank you. Now I need to find the Completely Sensible's name and I'll be fine. Okay, guys, thank you very much. First of all, that was very fun. Amazing submissions, by the way. I enjoyed them a lot. And I'll be looking forward to your submissions for the next tourney. We will put up the stuff for that very soon. So thanks a lot.